Hi everyone. The topic of our group is different kinds of culture shock, and we have four subtopics. The first one is money management. The second one is time management. The third one is fear of failure, and the last one is personal responsibility.
Management. Some people may confuse why lack of money management is also a kind of culture shock. The most common definition of culture shock is that a feeling of confusion, doubt, or nervousness caused by being in a place such as a foreign country that is very different from what you are used to be. However, there is another definition, which is come out by Martinis, John, and Linda Gerber in both sociology, that culture shock is also the personal disorientation a person may feel when experiencing an unfamiliar way of life due to immigration or a visit to a new country, a move between social environments, or simply transition to another type of life. In a college, it's a new life for you, and you can dominate the money you have. Your parents may give you a lot of money at one time instead of giving you every month due to high transfer fee or just give you a credit card. Since you hold such a large amount of money, dominating those money, you can buy whatever you like. Maybe your parents are rich and you can buy anything you want. But what about the future? Will you still use money from parents? Parents won't provide money for your whole life. Finally, we will make money by ourselves. However, your salary won't be high at the beginning, so that money management is quite important. If you don't have a very well money management, you may face a lot of problems in the future, like lack money in the future. So it's important for us to learn how to manage our money right now. In this part, I will introduce the reason why money management is important and the way of money management. First, I will talk about why money management is important. I will first introduce a person, Korean Modern, who is director at the Consumer Finance Company. He summarized 10 reasons why managing your money effectively is important. The following 5 reasons I think are most convincing. First, when you manage your money effectively, you are better able to save for the future. Number 2, without effective money management on a monthly basis, it can be easy to keep spending unaware of the amount which has already been spent. Third, money management can help us to reduce our monthly costs. Number 4, it can help ensure we are not paying unnecessary charges as a result of late repayments. Number 5, if we budget and manage our wages, we are better able to use our spare income wisely. Next, I will talk about the way of money management. There are 3 simple ways to manage your money. The envelope method, keeping a spending log, and separate what you need from what you want. I think the third way, which I think is most useful, it has 2 steps to do this. First, work out how much your needs will cost you. Then, we need to figure out how much we left and make sure you don't spend more than that on wants. I think it's the best way since sometimes it's hard for us to record every consumption. So it's easier for us to manage. Otherwise, if we spend if we just set a limitation and allow us to consume in this limitation, whatever how much we spend, we will have a thought in mind and won't appear the phenomenon that we don't have enough money to do things. Meanwhile, we will spend money more happily.
I want to talk about the time management. And there are three things I want to talk. First one is what is time management? The second one is the importance of time management. The third one is learn to manage the time in college. First, what is the time management? Time management is the coordination of tasks and activities to maximize the effectiveness of an individual's efforts. And the target of time management is that People balance the time of management and finish them well in a few time. Then I wanna climb that why time management is important. For the first year student, go to college is a new and fancy experience. Students have enthusiasm to explore the unfamiliar thing in the college. But after this stage, students will have many different culture shock. Time management is one of the Euro challenge for the freshmen because the college life has a huge difference with the high school life. And most international students came to the college alone, so they should manage all their stuff by themselves. Therefore, time management is an important skill for students, especially for the international student. The last part of my presentation is that learn how to manage the time in college. And the first point of that is manage academic time. As a student, the most significant purpose in the college is graduate. Therefore, academic work is always play the most important role in managing time. Every week, you should check your academic schedule and figure out the answer of these few questions. When you have classes, how many homework do you have to do? The deadline of each homework, and whether you have major exam or quizzes, then I want to talk about manage personal time because your brain cannot think studying anytime and anywhere. So do something to give your brain a break, like join your favorite club and hang out with friends. Learning to say no or I have to go start studying now can be one of the best skills students learn in college when it comes to managing time well. Although change of mind is a good way to relax, you should control the break time. The last one is keeping health in mind. Health is an important thing students should pay attention. It's common for the college students lacking of sleep because of the tight schedule. However, a lack of sleep is more detrimental than you might think. Based on my experience, please have enough sleep because when lost in study so fully that forget sleep, health issues will catch up with you sooner or later. Therefore, take a few moments at the end of every week to make a schedule of next week. Not only your assignments or your social activities, but also your sleep.
My subtopic is fear of failure. There are several causes for the international student fear of failure. I think the biggest problem is our dependence of the parents. When we international students firstly came into the university without our parents' support, we should face everything by our own. At home, parents took good care of us. They educated and helped us when we made mistakes. Also, they cheered us up when we disappointed for failure. However, when studying abroad, we should take risks by ourselves. As a result, we often fail to set goals and try hard to achieve them because they might be failed in the future. To live in a better life, we should overcome this feeling. Here are some methods to solve it. As the article How to Conquer the Fear of Failure said, it is a good idea of taking some time thinking of a situation which we are afraid of, and making some plans to overcome the obstructions standing in our way. When we have something we do not want to do because of the fear of failure, we can create a situation which is the worst case in our mind and think of a method which can help us to overcome it. Additionally, changing the perceptions of failure sometimes can help us get over our feeling of fear. The article takes the plunge: How to Master Our Fear of Failure wrote that failure isn't an ending. We should get some growth after we failed in our study. As a result, face failure with a positive perception can stop our feeling of fail. For instance, when we are failed to receive a good grade in one class, we should learn from the failure and find out the parts we must improve, instead of escaping the problem we have in our study. In my conclusion, maintaining a positive attitude can always help us when we suffer from the culture shock in the other country. Finally, this is my reference list.
Our good topic is culture shock, and I'm going to talk about the personal responsibility. So in part A, why students are not ready for being responsible for themselves. International students and freshmen are easy to behave irresponsibly because of so many reasons, such as the language and academic issues, housing and financial problems, and their inability to be socially accepted. And all these reasons can be concluded as one, the culture shock. So, what is a culture shock? The culture shock usually happens on international students and students who are away from home and need to be emotionally independent. It is hard to define a culture shock. It is complicated and it contains many aspects. Andrew Furham defines the culture shock in two parts, the intrapersonal part and the interpersonal part. The intrapersonal part concludes the science loss, the feelings of deprivations of friends and parents, and the interpersonal factors are communications with others and the loss of social network and different education methods between two countries. So, what's the examples of irresponsible behaviors? There are many potential risks that make students to behave irresponsibly. The drugs and alcohols, the academic issues such as plagiarism and anxiety of new environments. And the results of such irresponsible behaviors can be serious, such as be abandoned by a class and lose credits, or even expelled by the school. So in part B, how can college students help themselves to being held accountable for choices and manage life needs? College students can take part in the school events and students' organizations, create a good planner to manage their time, and ask school for mental help, or have a meeting with their professors and advisors to talk about their future career in order to make right decisions. Richard Hart and Carol Gray Schneider once pointed out that personal and social responsibility is the most important thing that students should learn from college, and this idea has become the main current among students and accepted by many famous universities and institutions. And these are two references that I use to support my opinion. So that's all. Thanks for watching.